Hey guys, welcome to the REO Mindset. This is going to be a short module, especially compared to some of my other marathon modules that I've put together, but this is a very important one, so I don't want to downplay the importance just because it's short, right? So as we go into the REO Mindset, I want to actually ask you a question before we begin. And for me, it's a very important question, and the question is, what is the first thing you think of when you think of REO? I want to know what it is when someone comes up to you and says, I'm an REO, or I'm an REO lender, or I lost my home to foreclosure, whatever it is. I want to know what is the very first image that comes to mind. I really want your very first gut answer. And the reason I want your gut answer is your gut answer will determine how successful you're going to be as an REO agent, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, if your focus is on people losing their homes, right? If this is what you see, trash out, misery, all that bad stuff, if that's what you see, then you're going to have a miserable time because this is destruction. Nobody wants to be associated with kicking people out of their houses, right? But if you think about all the people in the REO life cycle that you're helping, right? Like all the people that it employs, which is a lot. If you think about those people and you think about the good that you're doing, then you're going to be incredibly successful in this business if you have the right mindset. Here's what I want you to realize, guys. You are not the problem. In fact, you're the exact opposite of the problem. You're the solution. Without you, no one would know about Cash for Keys. If you've gone through the Cash for Keys module, you will see that I believe Cash for Keys is one of the best programs available, hands down, in the REO business because it throws people a lifeline. It takes people who literally are at the end of their rope. They've lost their house. The sheriff is coming. Their credit is shit. They've got nowhere to go. And you come and you say, here's a check. Here's a $4,000 check. And I'm going to help you find a place to stay. You're going out there, you're offering Cash for Keys, and you're giving a solution. I mean, they don't teach Cash for Keys when you go and fill out your closing paperwork at the title company, right? Like no escrow officer is going to sit down and say, okay, and your first payment is due on the 15th, but if you go into default, some nice man or woman is going to come by and they're going to offer you cash to move out of your house. Guys, that's not going to happen. Nobody knows about this. But you coming out, man, you are a hero because you're giving hope to people who are in a pretty bad situation, right? Cash for Keys changes lives. It puts lives back together and gives people hope, absolute hope. And I love it. I think it's one of the best programs in the world. And I'm glad that we do it. And I hope that every client you work with has an aggressive program so you can help as many people as possible. Okay? But also think about this. Without you, that property is an eyesore. Right? Without you, everybody that lives on that street that is making their mortgage payment, that is so happy about their house, has to drive by and look at that piece of shit every single day. Right? When they have family over for events, when they have family over for Christmas and Thanksgiving and game night and date night or whatever they're doing, you've got to drive by this eyesore that's not being maintained, that's not being kept up, and it's just wreaking havoc on neighborhood values because it's a drain on the neighborhood. And you get to fix that, okay? Because you get to walk in with a prop res company and take care of the grass and board up the property so now it's not an eyesore. And guys, here's one of the scariest things for me is, I have kids. I have 4 kids. And without you guys out there doing what you do, these properties would be a threat to the kids of the neighborhood. And that's the truth, right? Abandoned houses become drug houses. They become places where kids are going to skip school and go hang out. I know I did when I was a kid. Took an abandoned barber shop, turned it into my clubhouse. It's where I had my first taste of whiskey and my first cigarette before I got out of elementary school, right? Like these things are not just eyesores on the neighborhood. I mean, they're a cancer to the neighborhood if they're in poor condition. And we're going to fix that. And we're going to do it a couple ways. We're either going to fix it and sell it. We're going to sell it to somebody who can fix it, or if we've got a good outsourcer and we've got a good client, we're going to sell it to the fire department and we're going to let those guys go in and train and burn that sucker down. And then somebody's going to build something beautiful in its place. So you are the solution, hands down. You're the solution. And I need you to understand that, because if you don't, this is going to be a very challenging business for you. Okay? Full disclaimer, it's a very challenging business because there is an aspect of REO where we're kicking people out of their houses. And not we, like you're not the one walking down there and saying, here, I'm taking all your stuff, right? It reminds me of Happy Gilmore when the IRS comes in. Like you're not going in and moving grandma's couch over to your place, but that's how the public sees it, right? They walk in and they say, yeah, this dude came in and kicked me out of my house. No, you didn't come in and kick them out of their house. You came in as a representative of the bank, gave them some options, right? You gave them cash for keys. You offered to throw them a lifeline. And now, as a servant of the neighborhood, you're going to do something good with that house, okay? You have to understand that. This is one thing that I had to teach when I was managing the eviction department, because those eviction coordinators will go home crying, okay? I definitely don't want to scare anybody away, because REO business has been very good to me. And I think that if you do it right, it will be very good to you also. And I think it's needed. Hands down, I think it's needed. But I have had eviction coordinators go home in tears because we had a lockout that went sideways. And the person that we went to lock out ended up getting arrested or had a standoff with the police and ended up shooting at him. Or worse, we've had situations where rather than be locked out, former owners have chosen suicide and they've chosen to take their own lives. And you've got an eviction coordinator that has to hear that from the sheriff and report it to the eviction attorney. So we had to really sit down and we had to say, hey, look, guys, this isn't your fault, right? This is not your fault. Now, I understand that people got into a bad situation in 2008, 2009, 2007. I understand that. I understand that there were some people writing some really shitty loans, and people that didn't understand what they were getting themselves into got into some bad programs. But that's not your fault, right? They had a chance. They borrowed money they couldn't pay back, right? Plain and simple. They borrowed money not understanding the consequences or not being concerned with it. That's not your fault, okay? You didn't give them that bad loan, right? You didn't talk them into the bad loan. You didn't loan them money and then charge an exorbitant interest rate to get it back. You did not take advantage of them, right? The opposite, you're helping them. Here's the truth though, guys. You're the solution, okay? And then the very last piece of advice that I want to give, I love this quote, so I wanted to throw it up there. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. And there is nowhere that I know of that that's truer than with REO. I mean, being an REO agent, it's hard work. And I wish I would have bolded that. It is hard work. You are going to take a lot of shit from a lot of people, okay? You're going to work long hours. You're going to work long weeks. Asset managers are going to yell at you, right? And they're going to yell at you a lot. I have lit people up for no reason just because I was having a bad day and they had to sit there and take it, right? That's going to happen to you. You're going to be a punching bag sometimes. You're going to have former owners, vendors, attorneys, sheriffs. They're all going to get after you, and you are going to be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is it might take you years to get your first assignment. Now, not with the tools that Josh and I are going to roll out, right? But I want you to know that it could take you some time to get in the door. And this is the number one thing I see, or I guess this is the number one reason why most agents fail in REO. It's not because they don't have money. It's not because they don't have the right connections. It's because they don't know how long it takes to get an assignment, so they give up, right? They submit one inquiry and they hear, yeah, we're full in that area. We're not taking assignments. And they say, okay, I'm done. I guess I can't be an agent. It's closed, right? Where everybody else says, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll find another way in the door. So understanding all of this, the question I have is, are you still game? Do you still want to be a part of this? Or do you want to say, thanks for your time, guys. I'm done, right? I hope you're game. Because with that new assignment, opportunity is going to come. And when opportunity comes in REO, guys, it just keeps on giving and giving. I mean, imagine winning over just one seller. That's it. You're going to go out, and this seller was an ass. He was a pain in the ass because he dodged your calls and he rescheduled, and it was impossible to get in front of him. But when you finally did get in front of that one dude, he gave you all of these listings. And guys, this sheet right here, I'm in a small market of Salt Lake. This is not an exaggeration. This is a breakdown of REO. Sold in Salt Lake, okay? Now, when this guy gives you all of these listings month in and month out, it's going to lead to traditional sales, right? People are going to see your signs. If you do what Josh teaches in his 90-day boot camp, you're going to leverage these REOs for traditional business, and you're going to skyrocket. That's what all the big players do. They don't keep saying, hey, I'm just an REO agent. I'm just an REO agent. Dude, they bring on buyer's agents and they bring on selling agents, and they start leveraging these REOs for mega open houses to capture yard signs, to send out just listed, to send out just sold, to hold seminars, to get first-time home buyers, to get would-be investors on a list and ready for opportunities, and not just with their house, with another house, right? Bring them in on yours, get them on a list, and then start looking for homes for them. Get more buyers. This guy's happy. He closed the deal. He knows what he's doing, right? And then get paid. Now, I know it's not all about money, but if you're going to do it, you might as well get paid for it. And REO will lead to a fortune when you do it right, all right? So the last thing I want to leave you with, I mean, it can't be more GSD than this, guys, but be tough, work hard, grind every single day, and I promise you it will pay off when you get that first assignment and you kick so much ass they don't know what to do with you. Okay? All right. So questions, comments, theories, concerns, shoot those over to me. Let's get a discussion going on it, different ways that we can continue to have a great mindset when we're faced with some adversity, ways that we can prime ourselves and make sure that we're ready to handle that assignment when we get it, because you're going to work hard. I'm not going to downplay that. You're going to work hard. You're going to work under some very stressful, strenuous conditions, and that's okay. That's okay, right? Because we're going to get paid. We're going to get paid. We're going to build our business. We're going to buy nice things for our family and go on super sweet vacations and give to our churches and give to our charities and drive Lamborghinis and have the life that we want because we're willing to put in the work and put in the effort, okay? So that's all I have for this piece. I just want you to understand two things in your soul. You have to understand that, A, you are a solution. You are a blessing. You are exactly what this property needs and what the neighborhood needs and what the families in that neighborhood need. That's you, right? Like you're a savior. You're coming in and you're going to make everything okay, right? You got this. And then the second thing is you're going to work hard. You're going to work harder than you've probably ever worked in your life, okay? Traditional sales is going to seem like kindergarten when you're done. And that's fine because those who work hard get the rewards. And that's all I want to leave you with. So I appreciate your time and attention. If you have questions, comments, anything you want to discuss, I'm here for you. Love to see you grow. Love to see you keep building your business. So hit me up. Let's flush those out. And until then, I'll see you on the next module.